welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Tag from Thailand here. How are you doing this morning, etc.? It's about 10:30 here in Thailand in the morning. Sun's up, still had another cold night. I've got my Christmas jumper on again. Yes, it's 20 plus degrees in Thailand. Yes, I know you're supposed to be, that midsummer's day in the United Kingdom, but to me, when you're used to plus 35 degrees, etc., for instance, it gets when it gets down to about 20 degrees like it did last night, for instance. And again, we woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, had my parka on, had my blanket on, had my Christmas jumper on, and I was bloody freezing. So for instance, and woke up this morning, the sun's out, the wind's still, what's it called, very windy. So for instance, so it should get up to about 29 degrees, so it's getting a bit warm, so I might take my jumper off in a few hours time. Anyway, so just want to give my condolences to Hat Yai, which is a province in the south of Thailand, etc., around that area, just north of Malaysia. It's been flooded, and it looks terrible. Absolutely, people have suffered. They've had more rain there, for instance, they've had in years. Over a period of time, etc. And the whole place has been flooded. I've seen video after video, and the cleanup. The road, the water's receding now. But it's still very, very bad. And There's cars and dirt, and people are gonna. It's gonna take months, if not a year, before they get back on their feet again, and it's so unfair, really. And I know there's a lot of they've got a lot of help from the country, for instance, and the government, etc. But it's just a terrible thing. And also Hong Kong, the fire on the in the apartment building in Hong Kong. I've never been really a fan of apartments or condominiums, and one of the reasons why is because of fires. And so a lot of people come to me say, because there's new condo buildings here, there, and everywhere else have been built over in here where I am, and people say, it's beautiful, it's 5-star, la la la. But at the end of the day, you're living on floor God knows what. You never know if there's a fire and how you're going to get out, and etc. And to me, I'm on the ground floor. Just I don't there's nothing above me. So for instance, and even though it's not 5-star where I live, etc. But at least I know that, for instance, if there's a fire going on, etc., I can get out both sides, no worries. But you got to think about these things. I've stayed in these condos, and yes, they're amazing. But again, it takes you for such a long time from get to the top down to the bottom, and if there was a fire and evacuation, etc., what would you do? And so anyway, let's move on from that. We're going to talk about a couple of things today. We'll talk about the ladies first, because we had some really good news yesterday. The manager of the month for November, his second time was Andree. Andree was manager of the month for the second time, and has been once again named Barclays Women's Superliga Manager of the Month. The head coach retained his award from October after maintaining a 100% record for the second month in a row. The Blues beat West Ham, Everton and the Rags across November, keeping 2 clean sheets. Jägerlet has now won 8 successive league matches, boasting his best attacking record in the top flight. And the Swede has been recognised once again as he fought off competition from London City's Lioness, Jocelyn Perdue, to claim November's award. So absolutely fantastic. Well done, Andree. A quite mild man, etc., from Sweden, Sverige, so for instance, and come along, etc., and is basically him and the ladies, etc., and the coaching staff have really, really got a good thing going at Manchester City ladies at the moment. Just qualified for the quarterfinals of the League Cup. We'll play West Ham, and for instance, we've top of the league by 3 points. Well done that. Also, my favourite player this season, so Kieran Casparij, which I was saying yesterday, should win the November Player of the Month, and she has. Kieran Casparij been voted Barclays Superliga Player of the Month. the Dutch international fought off competition from teammate Bunny Shaw, as well as Chelsea's Elijah Thompson and Everton's Kelly Gale, London Lionesses Freya Godfrey, and Liverpool's Beta Olsen. Yeah, absolutely well deserved. Absolutely well deserved. And she's getting a tattoo. Yeah, but wonderful. Very happy for her, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic for the ladies. I think we've got our own Player of the Month coming up as well. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, just the looking at something else as well. You know, and I remember we beat going back to when midweek, etc., where we beat the under 18s, beat by Leverkusen under 18s in the Champions League version, and by what's it called, 6-0, and Divine Saka got 3. So well done to them. Fantastic result. Yeah, shame the men couldn't help. So yeah, anyway, so let's move on from that, and you know, and let's look forward to the Leeds game on Saturday. So let's have a quick match preview of Leeds, because we got to get back on the horse. We've got to get back to winning ways, and if we win on Saturday, that puts pressure back on Arsenal. And if Arsenal get drop points against Chelsea, which they could do, for instance, you never know, you know, and could get a point. Chelsea, if they are playing at Stamford Bridge, it is Chelsea's Arsenal's third, say, hard game, as it were, in a row. But you never know. But let's quick do a match preview of Man City versus Leeds. Pep Guardiola's 1,000th game in match in charge at Man City ended in disappointment, as much change. City fell to a 2-0 home victory. 2-0 home victory against Bayer Leverkusen. 100th game, not 1000th game, against Bayer Leverkusen on Tuesday night. But their first group stage loss at Etihad for over 7 years. The Catalan decision to make 10 changes against the top 3 Bundesliga side backfired and led to a disjointed performance from the collection of players who ultimately failed to seize the opportunity to take the first team, and Guardiola instantly accepted that such an extensive rotation was just too much. City self-inflicted stumble came just 3 days after losing 2-1 at Newcastle, with the Premier League and the result ended in a four-game winning streak in all competitions have seen them slip to third in the table, 7 points behind leaders Arsenal, who travelled to second place Chelsea on Sunday. Guardiola will be seeking a response from the citizen side, who entered Saturday contrast where Leeds having won each of their last 4 Premier League meetings with the Whites, matching the number of victories they managed in their first 16 encounters in the division, drawing 5, lost 7. City have scored 16 goals across 4 wins, and nearly half of them netted in a thumping 7-0 victory back in December 2021. Man City are looking to win consecutive home league matches at least by at least 2 goals, and the first time since the run of 8 between January and May 23, and they will be buoyant by the fact that they have won 23 of their last 25 top flights against promoted clubs through their last such defeat was at home to Leeds in 2021, 2-1. So there you go. A tricky fixture against Manchester. A tricky run of fixtures against Manchester City, Leeds, and Chelsea is up next for our out-of-sorts Leeds outfit that has suffered 2 defeats in their last 5 Premier League matches, winning 1, including last 3 victories in a row against Brighton 3-0, Notts Forest 3-1, Aston Villa 2-1. Okay, as they did against Forest, Leeds opened up the scoring in last weekend's home clash with Villa, though ex-Man City young star Luka Macheta was that's not right, but they conceded momentarily in the second half, and a brace from Morton Rogers condemned the Whites to their 7th league loss of the campaign, and they have now lost 3 top flight games in a row, having opened the scoring each time. Yeah, I was watching that game against Aston Villa on the anticipation of us playing them. I found them dogged, I found them determined, I found them physical, for instance, but I found them the lack of the Aston Villa goals. Yes, they went 1-0 up, etc., to a very scruffy goal, and the guy nearly broke his neck by where he fell. But I thought that the way Aston Villa, they got a free kick and then they scored the second goal. Aston Villa are better than what they were in the beginning, etc. This league started the league. Leeds were good in the beginning. They've dropped off a little bit now, but I found them Leeds just to have that lack of Premiership quality, and so for instance, and Manchester City should have more than enough to beat Leeds. But again, this is football. Each of the last 4 Premier League goals against have been scored in the first opening 15 minutes of matches, which is more than any other team in the time frame this season. So that's something you've got to watch out. Start fast. But only basement side clubs, Wolves, have scored fewer goals than the Whites overall. So they've only scored 11 goals. Wolves only scored 7 overall after 12 games in the first division. Man City are top goal scorers. Dubious tactics decisions have raised questions over the future ahead of coach Daniel Farke. Yeah, he was actually there was actually rumours. I was listening to Talk Crap yesterday, and they were actually talking about he actually might be sacked over the next couple of days, so he might actually go before the press conference, because there was rumours that he wasn't going to do the press conference on Friday, but that's been quashed. So he's, but they're looking like his definite job's on the line. But whether it's rumours or whatever, I don't know. But it appears that he is doing the press conference. But we'll have to wait and see. Who has seen his team conceded at least 1 goal in each of their last 9 Premier League games, 17 in total, and slipped into relegation zone a bit level on point with 17th place West Ham United. Leeds have lost their last away fixtures against Manchester City, losing more consecutive between 1963 and 1968. However, Farke can draw some encouragement, having masterminded a Leeds victory over the Citizens versus Norwich in September 2019. Yeah, I remember that one. That was the opening fixture. Was called of the season, and they were just newly promoted. But Brian Robson remains the only manager to defeat Man City with 2 different promoted clubs, Middlesbrough and West Brom. Okay, right. So the current league form, Manchester City won 4 and lost 2 out of the last 6. In all competitions, Man City won 4, lost 2. God, I hate those L's. Leeds only won 1, lost 5. So yeah, you can see the City team news. I think it's basically just everything we all know about Man City's team news. I can't see anybody else's. It's only Matthias Kovacic and Rodri. When Rodri will show his face on the bench on Saturday. Will be nice to see him, because I believe Pep was urging to say he is coming back. He is coming, but when? I don't know. The formatted bench. No. Other than that, let's go for Leeds. As for Leeds, Arten Starker was forced off last weekend's defeat to Aston Villa, and Farke has since confirmed the summer signing will miss the trip to the Etihad and must follow concussion protocols. Okay, yeah, that's when the guy who got the goal, etc., and he fell back on it looked like he fell back on his back of his neck. So, for instance, he came off. He played on, and then it came off. So it's a bit crazy to play him on. But Farke has also revealed fellow midfielder Sean Longstaff will be out for almost 6 weeks after a calf injury. I don't know about calf injuries. While defender Sebastian Bruno in knee missing training on Wednesday, and a late call will be made on his availability. The absence of Longcast and Starch will likely see Ao Tanaka and Ila Gruber handed starts in a three-man midfield alongside Ethan Ampadu, who was also was just one booking away from the Premier League suspension. Nemecha will hope to keep his place up front ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, ahead of starting and scoring at least two matches. All three of his Premier League goals have put Leeds 1-0 up in the game, and the only Wipes player whose first 4 goals in the division where the opening goals David Weatherall was 1993-1994. So a possible starting lineup for Leeds is Perry in goal, Bogle, Rodan, Srudovic, Gudmundsson, Gruver, Ampadu, Tanaka, James, Semecha, and Gronto. Okay, so that's them. Sorry about that, guys. Since it's possible starting lineups, I expect it'll go back to exactly the way it has been. So Donnarumma, Nunes, Diaz, Guardiola, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Gonzalez, Cherky, Foden, Doku, Haaland. Yeah, exactly that. I think we'll just go back to where we were. We need to get back into winning ways. They're predicting a 3-0 victory to Manchester City. I'm probably going to go the same way. You know, some people are picking it for 4 and 5-0. But again, you know, you've got to be careful in games, etc. For instance, and so we'll see how it goes. But I think we should have enough to beat Leeds on Saturday. My prediction, preferred format, Opta taking on Leeds suggests they will switch to most often to a 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. It's likely to depend on how they attack in the game and therefore how far of the pitch they will intend to win. I expect a low block from Leeds. The back six has largely been set. The goalkeeper Lua Pera, predicted by three ever presented in Gudmundsson at left back, Jaden Bogle, and the right back Jordan Rodge through the middle as Pascal Suvra, who has played 8 of 10. Ilfin Amplitude looks also first choice defended midfielder, and Sean Longstaff, who is out with Son Amnestak and Justin Hodge. Central striker has always been Calvert-Lewin. Daniel Farke talks about him for a little bit. Head-to-head records, and Man City have won basically everything really. How they score their goals. Leeds scored so far the second worst in division, as we've said. They come as an XG of 14.9, which is underperformance of a 3.9 when it comes to taking chances created. They ain't afraid to shoot, however, 146 so far, which is 8th most in division. They are more dangerous in the first half than the second, scoring 9 of the 11 before the break. Yeah, they come out start strong, so they might just attack Man City straight away and see if they get that early goal. If they did, etc., they'll definitely be a low block all the way through. Meanwhile, the top flight of goals with the opening 15 minutes have netted 4 times in the period. 6 of their goals have been set pieces, which is the 7th in this division, and suggests another side that focus as much as possible. So set pieces could be a strong thing for them. Lucas Magdejekta is a possible scorer with 3 ex-Man City in. How do they defend? Leeds 22 goals conceded in 4th most in the division with an XG of 16. Again, they suggest that underperforming in the box on the pitch. They adapt a prevented shot, although so 8 are the fewest. But again, for instance, it should be a low block against Manchester City. I expect them to come out a bit fast to as long as Long City are on it. Then, for instance, and we shouldn't have too much trouble. It's breaking down the low block. They'll probably definitely go 5. But and they're going to be physical in the challenges, so we've got to watch out for injuries. I'm not sure who's the referee, so hopefully he's not as kind and forgiving as with challenges like I've seen. The Etihad child, what I expect will be up for it. and I can only see this going one way. It's a Man City win, but get us back on the horse. But what we need to do is do a convincing win. And I'm not too bad about substitutes. Bring the substitutes on. Bring on. Hopefully, Amush will get some minutes as well. So, but don't want to really see Savinho, because again, for instance, I think that we're flagging a dead horse there. Oscar Bob would like to see come on a little bit. What's the go for time? Tiana Reinders definitely to see him, etc. A lot of people are giving up on him, but I haven't. But anyway, and John Stones. Again, so for instance, I'm quite happy to see substitutions as long as we play our first team, get the job done first, then we can bring our subs, and then we can take it from there, and then hopefully we can talk about on Sunday Man City having a win and back into second position and waiting for the Arsenal-Chelsea game. But we've got to get Arsenal back in the faces, and just like myself, and but other than that, for instance, like and subscribe, tell me what you're thinking. What do you think about the game? What do you think about your predictions? What do you think about Leeds? How you think they're going to start, etc. But are you confident? Are you a bit nervous about the game? Anyway, but never mind. But let me know in the comments what you're thinking, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Sally Cat from Thailand.